Before we begin, pause, not to understand, not to analyze, just to notice. There is a part of you that reacts before you decide, a part that tightens before you think, a part that already knows how a situation will end before it even begins. What if that part is not your true self, but a program? This is not fantasy. It is not mystical exaggeration. It is the convergence of neuroscience, behavioral psychology, and contemplative insight pointing to one profound realization. Most human beings are living from unconscious conditioning, and they call it identity. From your earliest years, your brain was not reasoning, it was absorbing. During childhood, the dominant brainwave state is theta, the same state associated with deep hypnosis. In that state, the mind does not evaluate. It records tone of voice, facial expressions, moments of approval, moments of rejection, subtle signals about whether the world feels safe. Before you developed logic, you developed conclusions. I must be quiet to be loved. I must perform to be accepted. I must not fail. I must not trust. These conclusions became neural pathways, neurons that fire together, wire together. Repetition strengthens circuitry. Emotional intensity seals it. And here is the deeper truth. Your body remembers what your mind has forgotten. Research in trauma physiology shows that unresolved emotional experiences are stored somatically in breathing patterns, muscular tension, baseline cortisol levels, heart rate variability. You are not just thinking your history, you are embodying it. Notice how your shoulders hold tension without instruction. Notice how certain voices trigger contraction. Notice how uncertainty activates vigilance. These are not random. They are rehearsed survival strategies. The nervous system values predictability over happiness. Even painful familiarity feels safer than uncertain freedom. So you recreate dynamics that feel known, not because you want suffering, but because your biology prefers certainty. Pause again. Inhale slowly for 4 seconds. Exhale for 8. Feel that subtle shift? The extended exhale stimulates the vagus nerve, the primary channel of parasympathetic activation. When engaged, heart rhythms regulate, stress hormones decrease, muscles soften, safety begins, and safety is the gateway to neuroplasticity. A nervous system in defense cannot rewire, it can only protect. This is why change feels difficult. You attempt to override patterns cognitively while your body remains in subtle threat mode. You tell yourself to be confident, but your physiology whispers danger. You promise to respond calmly, but your heart accelerates before thought arrives. You try to become someone new, but your body defends who you learned to be. So the real work is not self-improvement. It is nervous system recalibration. Ancient contemplative traditions understood this intuitively. They practiced observation, watching thoughts without identification, witnessing emotion without fusion. Modern brain imaging confirms that consistent mindfulness reduces activity in the amygdala, the brain's fear center, while strengthening the prefrontal cortex, the region associated with conscious choice. Different vocabulary, same liberation. You are not trying to destroy your past. You are trying to loosen its grip on your physiology. Here is something subtle but powerful. Between stimulus and response, there is a microsecond gap. In that gap lies authorship. Most people never feel it. Reaction feels instantaneous, but with regulation and awareness, that gap expands, and in that expansion, identity becomes flexible. Tonight, I want you to experiment, not dramatically, quietly. Before sleep, review your day. Identify one reaction that felt automatic: irritation, withdrawal, overthinking, self-criticism. Instead of justifying it, trace it. Ask gently, when did I first learn to respond this way? Allow memory to surface without forcing. You may see a classroom, a dinner table, a moment of embarrassment, a parent's tone, a teacher's glance. Now notice your body. Where is the tension? Chest? Throat? Stomach? Breathe in for 4. Exhale for 8. Signal safety. Then introduce a new internal message. That moment is not happening now. My body can release this. I am safe to respond differently. You are not denying the past. You are updating the nervous system. Repetition is the mechanism of transformation. The same way patterns were installed through repetition, they are dissolved through repetition. 5 minutes per night. 5 minutes of conscious breathing and gentle reframing. This is not dramatic. It is biological. Over days, your baseline stress level decreases. Over weeks, your reactions soften. Over months, your identity shifts, not because you forced it, but because your physiology stabilized. When physiology stabilizes, perception changes. When perception changes, behavior changes. When behavior changes, life reorganizes. This is compounded awareness. Most people wait for transformation to feel explosive, but real transformation feels like calm. It feels like not needing to defend, like hearing criticism without collapse, like facing uncertainty without panic. Imagine conversations where you do not brace internally. Imagine silence that does not feel threatening. Imagine choosing responses instead of being carried by impulses. That is not fantasy. That is regulation. You are not broken. You are patterned, and patterns are editable. But here is the responsibility. If you do nothing, your nervous system will continue projecting the past into the future. It will select familiar dynamics. It will interpret neutral cues as threat. It will recreate emotional climates that mirror childhood impressions, not because you lack intelligence, but because the body memorizes survival. So the question becomes, will you practice interruption? Not once, consistently. Interruption does not require intensity. It requires repetition. Observe one reaction per day. Trace it. Breathe through it. Install a new internal message. Repeat. You may not notice dramatic change immediately, but one day you will encounter a situation that once triggered you, and it won't. That absence of reaction will feel almost surreal, and in that moment, you will realize something profound. You are no longer living as memory. You are living as choice. Identity softens when physiology stabilizes. The more regulated your nervous system becomes, the less you cling to rigid self-definitions. You become less reactive, more spacious, more deliberate. This is not about becoming someone else. It is about removing the tension that prevented your authentic expression. There is a version of you that does not brace before speaking, that does not assume rejection, that does not interpret uncertainty as danger. That version is not future, it is underlying. It has always been there, beneath the protective layers, and those layers were intelligent at one time. They kept you safe, but survival strategies are not meant to be permanent identities. They are temporary responses that were never updated. Now you are updating them, slowly, gently, intentionally. Tonight, as you prepare to sleep, remember, you do not need to fix yourself. You need to regulate yourself. From regulation comes clarity. From clarity comes choice. From choice comes transformation. If this shifted something inside you, even subtly impress, like so this message can reach others who are ready to step out of unconscious repetition. Comment, I choose awareness if you begin this practice tonight, and subscribe if you want to continue exploring the intersection of neuroscience, emotional mastery, and conscious evolution. Because once you realize that your personality is not a life sentence, you stop asking who you've always been, and you begin deciding who you are becoming.